Well, despite the volume of matches yesterday,
This market has been suspended.
I couldn't sniff out a play. As you can see, yet more odds-on favourites in Asia failing to win. These two here. Some emphatic wins, of course. But generally speaking, a graveyard for odds-on favourites, the Asian World qualifiers, or World Championship qualifiers. Netherlands and Germany, derby-style match. And you get the derby-style scoreline. Not a match I would trade. Two sides very similar to each other. Out with the old guard, in with the new. England, simple. This is the Arsenal scoreline at the start of the season. 2-0 to the Arsenal. 2-0 to the England, with Sir Harold of Kane scoring both goals, and yet again, no real trade available unless you were operating the 20-minute rule for a 1.11 shot, and even then, nothing doing. Could have laid the draw second half, but that's all dependent on the draw odds. When you've got a 1.11 shot, the half-time draw odds might be a little short. Alternatively, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, all dependent on the timing of the second goal, whether you'd have got to play out of that 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, which is the scoreline you expect of a shorty. Ireland, well, still in trouble. Greece, 2-0 win. League C, nothing doing at all. Andorra, Malta, the match you've all been waiting for, of course. Andorra against Malta, a 1-0. In the under-21s, again, odds-on favourite against a red-carded side, and they failed to score. I think I put this forward to you. Lay the very, very late draw. Very low liability, about 1.11 odds to lay that draw late on. Well worth doing. Elsewhere, again, too many favourites scoring first, scuppering our plans. This was all down to a lack of confidence on my part. The in-play stats firmly suggesting that Poland could bounce back from conceding. But again, it's trust issues with the Pole under-21s. It's also a lack of knowledge about the team themselves, their strengths and weaknesses. That was an emphatic win for a 1.78 shot. Oh, 1.04. Well, not quite 5-0, 7-0, 9-0, is it? But you get the idea. And if you delay, how about that? 20-minute delay, if you can get on over 4.5 goals, over 5.5 goals, off you go. So this is where you can make a lot of money. If you infer a half-time lead and then delay entry into the market. I'm not going to go any further into it because it's something for members only, but it's a great way to turn a short price into, talking of 5, 6, 7 to 1 return at your best. Ireland under-21s arguably could have looked for that late equaliser, but it did come very, very quickly. Rochen. Again, Irish football looks to be in a bit of a mess if you can't beat Latvia under-21s as a 1.09 shot. Oh dear, dear, dear. Looks a bit of a mess. France under-21s, routine you'd say. This is 1.03. Again, if you wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you maybe have made a loss if you inferred over 4.5 goals from a 1.03 shot. Well, you'd have got the 2-0 at 57 minutes, which would have helped the market out a bit. So this was just, we're in no man's land. We've got readable matches. We've got teams favoured and scoring first. Just doesn't yield a play at all. So despite the numbers, there was very little that I could take out of yesterday's football. But don't worry, football is fluid. We've got another day, and today is quieter than a full house at the Emirates today. Don't forget your bias towards goals in the Professional Development League. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2.5 goals and the others just failing by a single goal. But don't forget that the English Premier Professional Development League and the Premier League 2, good for goals. On to today, and I'll just scan through the coupon because initially there's absolutely nothing of appeal. And I think that's going to be the case today. So we work our way around. We're transitioning now from international football to domestic football, domestic league football. So we're going to have days like this where in a transition period, there's absolutely nothing of any great interest. Premier League Cup, is that going to produce the over 2.5 goals we like? Up to you if you want to follow. Greek Cup, no big boys out today. And as you can see, it's a day to take off. Turkish Cup qualifiers. We've got some good candidates if you're a Scrabble player. Kikali, Buyuk, Anadolu, Bitlis, Ozguzelder. Thank goodness you're not a fan of theirs. You have to be chanting that from the stands. So quiet day today, likely a quiet day tomorrow. Friday sees the return of league football with a nice Saint-Etienne-Lille match. Dortmund as well. And the fact that Dortmund are playing on a Friday could infer possible Champions League football next Tuesday. Indeed, it does. There we go. So we've got an additional barrier to confidence at the weekend. It's post-international football, pre-Champions League. So naturally, coming up back from an international break, and then the manager being impacted by the Champions League, could impact upon these players, these teams. Now you know why Lille are playing on Friday. Some leagues tend to give their teams an extra day. Champions League continues. Dortmund as well, playing at the weekend domestically. So they're going to be one of those sides likely to have a lot of Polish internationals and other European countries. And now they're coming off that, have to play a league match, and then on the Wednesday have to play a Champions League match. Could see them vulnerable, these Champions League sides, on Saturday and Sunday. So do watch out for that. It's an additional headache for traders as well. So watch out. I'll make sure you know who are the impacted teams and not. Well, have a great day today. Take a day off because there's nothing doing on the football front. And post US Open and post 3 consecutive Grand Slam tournaments during the summer, it's going to start getting a little quiet on the tennis front. So have a good day today. Day off. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And I'll certainly see you at the weekend for the return of the live chat webinars. Have a great day.